It is July 7th in 2020. I want to show you guys a pepper that means a lot to us, and we're really excited to grow in our yard. We call it the Midwest Cross. It turns out about a few years ago, close to 3 years ago now, about 2.5 years, we were struggling a little bit and had a lot of stressful situations going on in our life, and we got some Oda peppers, which we were super excited to grow, that we saw in the Midwest yard. And when we brought those home, we harvested them too early, so the seeds weren't viable. And on planting them, none of them were coming up. So I kind of asked Midwest about them, and he turned around and let us know that we probably harvested them too early, and if we still wanted the Oda pepper, he would send us some. So he sent us the seeds, and this was late 2017. In 2018, we grew out this growing season, we grew out the Oda pepper. And in that came not just the Oda pepper, but also a cross of some sort. Possibly with a black Hungarian or a jalapeno or maybe even a poblano, but it's a cross with a sort of hot pepper. So we got a mixture of some true to type Oda seeds mixed in with this unique cross. So growing it out, we noticed that there was two variations on it. There was a stuffer variation.
Oh, Larissa, thank you.
And then there was also a... Slams the door, huh? And there was also a tongue-shaped one and a stuffer-shaped one. So we grew the tongue-shaped one and the stuffer-shaped one again last year. And this year we took the old seeds, the original seeds that we were gifted by our friend, and planted them. There was 15 seeds total, 14 of them came up. We saved 3 of the Midwest Cross plants, which are all in this bin here, and we saved 3 of the true to type Oda plants that are all in those right over there. So out of the original seeds, plus we have seeds that are from the other one, but it is a hot pepper. Over in Midwest Yard, you can see with the legit, his version of the hybrid, he's trying to breathe the heat down out of them. We grew these not necessarily to save seeds from. We have seeds from our original grow last year of the variations and stuff to try to stabilize the variety. But these ones we just grew to mostly pickle because they make a pretty good pickling pepper. We're super excited about it. Super productive plant, of course. The shape of them is usually a little more oblong or wider for stuffing. The reason for this is we have probably 3 plants in this kind of bin, and once again I just want to bring up that the shape of the bin can affect the shape of the pepper plant. So if you have a long pepper, a longer bin, a taller plant, the plant and the root system will try to grow similar to the shape of whatever kind of pepper you're trying to grow. So these wider or bigger varieties tend to get bigger if they're in a bigger bin. And since we crowded 3 in here, they're kind of getting this oblong shape. I can almost imagine the root system wedging down into this to kind of create these a little bit less as wide. But they go to green. Between the Oda and these will have a darker purple on the stem, but other than that they look just like an Oda plant all the way up until they start producing. They come out green, then they quickly turn a Oda purple color, and then they start to slowly change to a black, and then they'll turn to a race car red with black on them. We like them in this stage right here where they're just about to ripen. Ripe, these ones are actually pretty good as well, but this is what we call the Midwest Cross. These ones we're going to pickle, and we're going to take them inside and at least give one a try for you guys. But it is July 7th, 2020, the Midwest X pepper. This is UT and Angel. Catch you guys in just a second. Love you. Hey guys, we're back. It is July 7th, 2020, and we're showing a Midwest Cross pepper that we grow in our yard. We are going to pickle most of these, but I'll end up cutting one open to kind of show you guys the insides of it. They usually grow a little more of a wedge shape as well. Quite a few off those few plants that are overcrowded. We probably could have got away with maybe a little bit more if we had done 1 or 2 plants in that. But we like to crowd stuff, and a lot of what we grow for is just the intrigue and the beauty of the yard, and not necessarily the true to types or the confirmation out of the yard. But excellent pepper. I'm already knowing that these are going to be hot. So we'll take this one right here. They're turning really, really dark, and some of them, it probably won't show up on camera, are brown.
Yeah.
Are browning out a little bit.
You can see it.
Yeah, there's a ton of good seeds. The first wave of peppers we're going to try to use with this specific kind, you can smell the heat. With this specific kind, we're going to pickle a lot like we did with the buena mulatas and some white icicle radishes we got last time. So as we pickle these two, they'll actually turn back to a green color.
What's the inside look like? Some pretty thin walls there, huh?
Yeah, there's thin walls on these ones. If they're allowed to grow in the right, in a more likable shape, they make really, really good stuffing peppers too. Even the thin walls, they are still a little bit sturdy, sturdier than you would normally associate a pepper with. If I was to squeeze a lot of peppers like that, even with thicker walls, it would crack. And this one is almost like a shell in order to put other stuff in if you were trying to stuff them.
Probably make good jalapeno type peppers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a black Hungarian or a jalapeno is the most likely cross with an Oda. And this first wave we're not saving seeds on, we're not really worried about making sure ripe, so there'll probably be some videos coming out later on as we get a few different ripe kinds that we just want to kind of compare at the end of the year. But we love this pepper. It's just been a good, well-rounded pepper. And we're trying to grow more unique. There's nothing wrong with growing jalapenos. That's a strong powerhouse that's been known for a long time. There's nothing wrong with regular banana peppers and, you know, regular bell peppers. It's just we have so much space, so little space in our yard. We want to see something different as much as possible, or follow the intrigue. If we find our fun in there, then we have a lot more fun doing it, and it doesn't feel like a chore or work as much when we're out in the yard. And so sometimes we'll grow something that won't be as productive, or we might have a much harder time with just because it's different. It's more unique than something that we had already tried, or something that's really intrigued us out there. But this is just a little end piece, so orange juice and milk ready. Yeah, the lightning, it's not really a lightning pepper. It doesn't strike quick. It is not like, this is more of a thunder burn a little bit, because I can feel it starting to rise. But it's not overly bad. I think a jalapeno I would consider hotter than this, because when I eat a jalapeno it just seems to linger the heat forever. This is probably only 10,000 on the Scoville. But it is a little bit of a thunder linger, so a pretty good amount of seeds. I don't necessarily need the orange juice or milk. It's not that strong of heat.
What kind of flavor does it have?
It started to have a little bit of floral right off the bat, but that part of it quickly faded away. It isn't where it gets to where it feels like, or tastes like you're eating a flower. You can almost just sense that floral where the heat comes in, and then it just kind of fades out. But the purple peppers and the Oda peppers specifically, and the buena mulata, they have almost, it's hard to explain. The Oda doesn't taste like a bell pepper. If you were just to eat them both really quick, you might not notice a difference, but if you take some time and you try the Oda slowly and you try a bell pepper slowly, regular like store-bought bell pepper, you can see there's almost a variation. There's a weird spiciness to purple peppers that we seem to really, really like. Sometimes it can come across as floral, especially when the pepper is green when ripening. If the pepper is yellow when ripening to purple, it tends to have less of that in there a little bit. This is the Midwest cross pepper. It's UT and Angel. It's one that we're planning on growing in our yard next year. This plant here will produce another bushel like this in about a month, maybe tops. Really productive, really strong plants, and I only know 2 places you can get the seeds, so. I love you guys. We're trying to fire these up. No, we are not professionals at all. So I would recommend you research anything that we say, because a lot of times we're doing these videos in one take as we get an opportunity, and we're just relaying out information as quickly as possible. A lot of times I go back and I look at my own videos and I think to myself, I shouldn't have said that, or that's not wrong, or maybe not everybody's situation. And so I want everybody to research what we say if it sounds like we're trying to tutor or teach. And we are more into the intrigue of gardening, having fun out there in the yard,
showing our
growing.
experiences.
Yeah, we learn most from videos that are personal experiences. We like hanging out with you guys and watching you guys garden and explore your yards. It's like going over to your house to visit and get to see that intrigue with you. And when we open up our videos, it's more like we're wanting you to come in and take a look at, from our opinion and our perspective, but it shouldn't be judged as an overall perspective. This pepper right here you won't find anywhere else, but other ones like the Buena Mulata on the last one, we may have things that we don't like in it, or growth patterns in our microenvironment. There's so much diversity when you're talking about things like plants. So I'm really excited about these pepper pusher videos. I handled that really, really well. You gotta try it.
Are you going to trick me?
Huh? No, oh no. Do you notice there's, I felt in mine that felt like there was a floral taste that started to come on strong, but then it didn't. A lot of times the ornamental style peppers seem to have that. Like they'll have a kind of floral taste, which people will say that they're not edible. They are edible, it's just not as...
That wasn't really spicy either, like, so that was good. I liked it.
No,
it's kind of juicy-ish, like a bell pepper would be.
And being a thunder heat, it could be really low. So 10,000 might even be saying that's a lot. I'm saying like a mild or medium jalapeno would be about 5,000.
I would say like a mild jalapeno, yeah. It was good though. I liked it.
Alright, so sorry if these videos get too long. We're trying to keep our pepper tasting and tomato tasting videos under 10 minutes, but this is UT and Angel, and this is the Midwest pepper, and we're going to pickle these. Love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, wow. I knew I handled that piece too well. Me and Angel, we were finishing this pepper. The pith has all the thunder in it, the lingering heat. The skin, or the shell of it, it has all the lightning. So we were eating pieces that didn't have the inner core stuff or any of the seeds on it, and it was just like a lightning with a little bit of linger, not too bad. We just finished that pepper, and the inner core of it, man, just a little bit of that leaves this lingering heat that lasts a long time. So a really good stuffing pepper. You could even dim down the heat by trying to take much of that core out too if you were trying to stuff it. And a pretty decent pickler. Normally the outer layer is a lot thicker on these peppers, but we wanted to get this first bushel off. Or would you say that's a bushel? Anyhow, I just wanted to warn everybody, the pith on these was very hot and caught me and Angel off guard after we shut everything down and started to finish that last piece. So we love you guys. Catch you next time. Hang in there.